haven't seen Jim.
Text him. Good morning. My name is Tom Stoltz. I'm a county manager, and today is our daily 11 a.m. briefing. It's March 24th regarding the COVID virus, and it's been an active 24 hours with the virus and politically. The current numbers from a national scale working down to a local scale. Number of confirmed cases in the United States, 46,481. Number of confirmed cases in Kansas, 82. Number of confirmed deaths in Kansas, 2, with 1 each in Johnson and Wyandotte County. Number of confirmed cases in Sedgwick County, now 4. That's 2 additional yesterday, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. Number of confirmed cases in periphery counties, there's been 3 in Butler County, 2 in Reno County, and as was discussed yesterday in the Board of Health meeting, and what is being discussed on a national level is we know that these positive cases are but a simple fraction of what is out there as far as infection. So it's serious, and we need to stay focused on distancing and other good hygiene actions that we've been promoting for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I might talk a little bit more about that at the end of the session today. As I mentioned yesterday, we were notified of a third and fourth positive COVID case in Sedgwick. The third case, which was reported to us yesterday afternoon, is a male under the age of 60 who is tested by his medical provider and has no history of travel. The fourth case from last night is a female under the age of 60 who is tested by her provider and has no history of travel. The health department is investigating all close contacts of both of these cases, and the residents are currently isolating at home. Neither patients were hospitalized. Chairman Meitzner is with me this morning. He will talk about Governor Kelly's executive orders that are going into effect today, and also some actions that were taken by our Board of County Health yesterday. Chairman.
Thank you, Tom. Good morning, everybody, and thank you, citizens and public, for paying close attention to what all is going on. It's worth, we need to share with you Governor Kelly's recent executive orders as of yesterday. She indicated she'd signed the order limiting public gatherings to 10 people or less. So that is effective, I believe, this morning. Governor ordered KDOR to extend all vehicle, motorcycle, truck, trailer registration renewals deadlines until 60 days after this state of disaster emergency expires. Same goes for 60-day permits for recently purchased vehicles. Same goes for driver's license expiration dates and identification cards if yours is expired in this time frame. Law enforcement agencies are instructed to use their discretion in enforcing laws related to expired driver's licenses. To drill down on this a little, Governor cannot order all law enforcement agencies to outright ignore laws that are on the books, but she is encouraging them to not pull people over for this sort of thing during the pandemic. And I'll remind the public that officers do not pull over. You need to have some kind of probable cause before they'll ever turn their lights on and ask you to pull over. But the need to do title work is not affected by this order, meaning that people still need to go their title work during the pandemic. That said, our tag office has set up a drop box and a form for people to do their title work without being face-to-face with a tag office employee. I also want to report that Dr. Minz has signed the stay-at-home order that the County Commission approved yesterday. We have a copy of it. It's online. I think we are trying to let everybody know that it's basically, if you're an essential business, then you are okay to continue as an essential business, doing all the rules of distancing, the 6-foot distancing, and encouraging your employees that can work from home, et cetera. So if you're an essential business, and the list is quite large, meaning, and then if you have essential services that you need from these businesses, including something as simple as pet stores, laundromats, all of those are available for you to attend and use your vehicle to get there or however. So, but we are encouraging everybody to stay at home with this order, but we are going to have a press conference outside today, outside the courthouse here, the county courthouse, at 1 o'clock p.m., at 1 o'clock on the outside. So we will be able to have our distance rules in place, and we will have Dr. Menz and others address the public at that time. And one very important thing, if you have any questions, they can call 316-660-9000. That's 660-9000, or email. Email is stayathome.fac for fax. Stayathome.fac, all one word, at sedgwick.gov. If you have any general questions about the COVID-19, or if they think they need to be tested for it, they can call United Way of the Plains at extension at 211. Please do not call, if you have any questions about the order that we just did, do not call 911, and do not burden the 211 number. Call this number, 316-660-9000, for questions on that, or email stayathome.fac@sedgwick.gov. And then obviously our communications people are trying to keep our sedgwickcounty.org, which is behind me, www.sedgwickcounty.org, with updated information and links as appropriate. So thank you.
Thanks, Chairman. Just a few things to close up from today's video. First of all, the press conference that the chairman alluded to at 1 o'clock, staff is going to lay out some very specific guidelines on how that is going to happen. The governor's order and the county order of gatherings of 10 or less are in effect. So we're going to try to run this and be transparent and communicative, but we have to do it within the confines of reasonable common sense and now directive and law from the governor and from the Board of Health. So that's part of the reason we're going to do it outside. We cannot have gatherings of more than 10, so we ask the media, if you're going to attend, to bring as few as staff as possible. If we see gatherings of 10 or more people, we will have to disperse it and separate people. We will have a number of speakers at that today, the chairman, the mayor, police chief, sheriff, and we will even make sure they stay separate and distinct. So we may have a situation where one or two of them can approach a podium at a time, and that is it. So it's going to be very unique. We're used to press conferences in disaster where we stand in solidarity as government to show that we're all on the same page, and we will not be able to do that in this conference this afternoon starting today. So we will strategize, but I want media to be mindful of this. I want the public to be mindful of this, that gatherings of over 10 now have to be monitored and cannot be allowed. So that's the first thing. And yet we want to, we need to maintain communications. It's very important, but we're going to have to think outside the box here and do this in unique ways that allow us to use technology to get these things done. Secondly, we hear a lot about being data poor. We hear a lot of, we don't know what's going to happen. And we are data poor here locally. We know we have 4 positive cases. We know we have a limitation and a restriction on test kits. That's a national situation. But what we do have, we are data rich in what's going on around the world. We are not the first. We are way down the line. Washington State, New York State, we're watching very carefully what happens in other cities, and that sets the trend for us. So when we say that we expect a surge in cases over the next 1 to 4 weeks, it's based on what's going on in other cities. And so anything we can do now to mitigate that and lower that number down is helpful, and that's why the commission's making the decisions that they are, and the governor's making the decision that she is. We also are very data rich on how this virus works. It is transmitted through droplet and human contact. or if a droplet gets on a table surface and somebody touches it and then goes to a mouth or an eye, it's transmitted. So we know this. So whatever we can do in public, whatever we can do at home, whatever we can do as we continue to move about the cabin, as the chairman talked about, you still go to the store, you still go get gas, you're going to be able to do a number of things, but be smart. Maintain distance, understand how this disease is transmitted, because we know this, we're data rich on this. So be careful and be smart as we move through the next 1 to 4 weeks. Finally, I just want to reiterate what the chairman says. So there's 3 levels of communication that I want to disclose with. Number 1 is sedgwickcounty.org. That is a website that has all the links of all the directives, national, state, and local, that are coming out. That's your resource, one-stop shop. We have, if you think you are sick, or you think you have a relative that is sick and you want questions, that is 211. And now with the directive coming out today on stay at home, those are distinctive and separate communication lines. The number to call if you have questions, if you're a business and you want to know if this pertains to you, we're going to provide copies of all this, but if you read it and you're still unclear, call 660-9000. That's the phone number to call, and we'll try to get you your questions answered through that. We're going to call the hotline. And then, or you can send an email, and as the chairman said, stayathomefac@sedgwick.gov, and I'm going to spell out that first word. It's stay at home, all normal spelling, one word, fac, F-A-Q, @sedgwick.gov. So stay at home fac, all one word, @sedgwick.gov. So you can email questions in there as well, because we know, and we're not the first in this either, Johnson and Wyandotte have rolled the same thing. They're getting a ton of questions. So we'll try to answer those questions. Please be patient. We'll try to clear up any confusion. The order is pretty descriptive. As the chairman said, there are a lot of exceptions. There's no need for runs or hoarding of anything. Gas stations are going to be open. Grocery store is going to be open. Retail, by and large, open. Construction workers will still be working. You can still get plumbers. You can still get needed services in your home. So there's no need to panic. There's need to be careful right now. So please join us virtually for the 1 o'clock press conference, either through media or through our live stream. Please, I ask of you not to come to the courthouse for that. We will have plenty of media there, and we will space them as such that they are safe and distanced. We will have a number of speakers. They will be placed so that they are safe and have distance. And that will be a good piece of information. You'll get to hear from the sheriff and the police chief and other important people who are trying to battle through this on the public's behalf. So with that, Chairman, any final words?
No, thank you, and I appreciate the interest. Obviously, the news changes rapidly, and we are in constant contact with the medical leadership of our community, the Via Christi Ascension Group and Wesley Medical. They not only serve as the central medical hospitals for Sedgwick County, but for the region, which includes a number of counties adjoining us. And so we are in continuous contact with everybody important at those hospitals, including their CEOs and their directors of the various agencies, the nursing and the doctor groups. So we're trying to get as real-time information as we can, and we'll be sharing whatever we can as we get it.
Very good.
So thank you.
Thank you all.